See, I can't believe you had the audacity to do something like that. See, I just realized what they did there. They're like, you know what? Let's make this mirror a real life to a T. Why? Because we find nothing out. Essentially, everything that we knew from the past 2 or 3 episodes back is exactly what we know now for the season finale. Technically, if you want to make it official, the series finale for this version of American Crime. So, it starts off with all the kids getting arrested. So, Coach Dan's daughter gets arrested. Kevin gets arrested. Well, a bunch of the people from the basketball team gets arrested. Kevin included, and Eric. And also the guy who was technically the ringleader for beating up Taylor along with Wes. And so Anna's trying to tell Taylor, look, this is good right now. We could possibly have a case because everyone's getting arrested and possibly charged, so the heat could be taken off of you to a certain degree. Taylor has essentially given up at this point. He just wants his mom to be good. He's not at peace with the situation, but he's content with how things fell. So, Dan's daughter is being, she has to give her statement. And so she's telling the full truth. I'm like, alright, they can't use anything against you if you tell the truth. So she says that she did sell the drugs, and she did sell the drugs to Taylor, some weed and some oxy, and she got the weed from, the oxy from some friends, and she got the weed from, well, she just snitched on their friends, but whatever. She got some weed from, and that's when her father steps in, and, excuse me, and the mom's like, the weed came from me. It is for medicinal purposes, and the father tries to clean it up, but she's like, it's not legal, so even though that is just a misdemeanor, so that's not really a big issue. The big issue is the fact that your daughter sold this to someone who ended up killing someone, so now it's a major crime. What is it, a homicide? Or your daughter technically cooperated in a homicide, however you phrase it. But Dan was really trying to protect his daughter and his family and try to fix and cover things up. But his daughter, as soon as they left, because they had to fingerprint her, but she could go home. But she could get a couple of years in jail as a result of this. His wife goes to spill the beans. You know what, honey? I'm so sorry. This is my fault. I told Taylor's mom that our daughter sold Taylor the drugs because I didn't know what to do. I felt like I had to do something. I had to protect her. So that was my move. That's what I did. I apologize. And so he's just over. He's like, oh my gosh, why the hell would you do that? But at the end of the day, I understand, but what's our next move? What's our next move now? So you have, I say so a lot. That's my transitional word, by the way. Terry is talking with Andre because Kevin, of course, is about to be questioned. And their police friend, is prepping them on what they need to do. And here's part of the issue. Remember, Andre wasn't the person that actually released Anna's medical statements. But Terry's thinking that she did because Andre did tell the officer to withhold Kevin's statement, to hold it back so that it wasn't officially there. Terry's bugging out because just like, how dare you? You realize this is going to make our son look guilty. He has to give another statement. Now he has to go and give another statement. Things are going to get worse because you tried to handle the situation behind my back. Did you know about this, Kevin? Of course I didn't know about this, Mom. She was like, look, you're going to tell the truth. You're going to tell the whole truth. That's what we're going with. We're going to be honest. She's like, oh, you're on this God, an honesty bit now. She's like, no, this isn't some God and honesty bit. Here's what I'm on. We're going to tell the truth. We're going to speak his truth. We're going to make sure our son is good. Do you have a problem with that? Because what you're doing is messing up the situation. You're not doing anything to help. So I believe his name is what? His name's Marcus, the black principal. Well, he's getting his ass handed to him by the other, what is she, the superintendent? Maybe she's the black lady with the glasses. Well, she's going in on him because she's like, how dare you? You are actually standing up for something. This is a race issue, whether you want to admit it or not. Not the fact that, I don't think that you are being biased. But look, there was a black child. He, at the end of the day, he did get beat up. As a result, the Hispanic Latino community came together once some of theirs were, once some of theirs were punished for it. And so then you went in there and you backed off. You essentially said that you were wrong and that that black student wasn't in the right. And it's like, it was more complicated than that. There were so many layers to this. You don't understand. She was like, I do understand. Here's the thing. You're pretty much screwed. They're going to give you a settlement. They want you out. They want you out, or they want you to resign. Long story short, they don't feel like you're a good representation. And with you backing down, that made it very easy for them to kick your ass out. Congratulations. You played yourself. Damn. So, I'm just like, oh Lord, you can't win for losing. You can't win for losing. And so he's going to get a check for $75,000 as a settlement. And he was very shocked by that. I was like, whoa. So the hacker dude is trying to talk with the reporter, and he's freaking out because he's been hacked himself. Someone went, essentially, the breadcrumbs that he left off when he did the initial hacking, someone went back and decided, I'm going to go ahead and release anything and everything regarding the people involved with the school. That's what I'm going to do. So now everyone's business is out there, all their personal emails, period. All the families, and so that made things really crazy. So all the kids are giving their statement. Eric has given his statement about how he has, essentially, how he has nothing to hide, that Wes and the other black kid and a couple other people from the basketball team, they came to his house and were like, essentially, we want to talk to Taylor. We want to handle Taylor. And Eric even went so far as to say that they were like, they want to fight a gay kid. They want to beat up a gay person. And Eric's father's just like, all right, so what's the next steps? My son told his truth. And also Eric's just like, I didn't rape him. And, you know, I'm going to be in trouble and I have to give a statement for someone who is accusing me of raping them. What type of BS is that? And I'm actually with him. I'm like, look, this is some foolery. This is some foolery. Kevin's father's like, again, what do we need to do in order to get my son safe and secure? Get him out of here. All the parents are just trying to do whatever they can to make sure that they can go and protect their children. And that's where the issue really is. Because all the parents are doing whatever they can to protect their children, even if it is messing with these other children's lives and not really have morals and values. So the hacker finds the person who hacked him. He reaches out to him and is like, look, I know who you are. I know what you're trying to do. You need to stop it. I'm trying to help these people. You're trying to just harm everyone. He's like, you know what? You started this. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to have the balls that you didn't have to finish this. So Evie talks to the black principal. Evie's just like, look, I didn't talk to you because I was being sexually abused by, what's his name, Trey? I believe that was the black kid who got beat up by him. And then the Hispanic or Latino or Mexican or Spanish guys, they just saw me as their property. And so I didn't have a voice. That's why I didn't speak. So that's why I went and decided to go with Leland. Leland actually did right by my family and by me. The first people that actually asked me what I want and what I need. And I'm like, girl, you're not dumb. You know this is just a cover up. But I guess you're smart enough to know that things will fall regardless of what you say. So there is that. So she said something really important. She was essentially like, look, sometimes you just have to watch out for yourself, you know, and take what you can get as far as the best opportunity. And that was the deciding factor with him signing off on this gag order of him taking the settlement money and, of course, making sure that he doesn't do anything and talk about the school or what's currently going on. Just be mumps to the word, disappear. You're gone. You're ghost. So Dan goes and meets up with Leslie, and Dan is now trying to ask Leslie, of all people, for help and assistance. When Leslie asked him for help and assistance, he essentially said, screw off. He was essentially like, yes. And so Leslie was like, how dare you? How dare you actually try to go and do this to me, or do this to us. So Dan has to go and find another plan. I'm like, Dan, what? Dan is so entitled. Dan acts like all these other people are entitled and running things. He's so entitled himself. It's all about him. I hate him. I hate his character so much. He irritates the hell out of me. He thinks that he's a good guy. He's not a good guy. He's an ass. He is an entitled ass that expects, he's not privileged, but he is entitled to a certain degree. And it's like, it really comes back to always being about him. About him with the extension of his family. And so he goes, calls up the reporter gets in contact with the hacker, and he gets in contact with the hacker and it's like, you need to fix this, you need to do something about this. I don't care that you said that you didn't intentionally want this to happen, but I do care about the fact that now my family's in danger, my daughter is in danger. What are you going to do about that? And of course the hacker feels bad because he has 2 daughters of his own, so he completely understands. Damn, I'm talking so fast. That 4 hours of sleep does miracles. Woo! Alright, so what's his name? So Eric is talking with his brother, and his brother's just like, yo, we need to go away. Why can't we just leave and start over, or also just start over in general? It's like, remember the time? And Eric wasn't having it. It was like, look, you don't like the fact that I'm gay. Why are you trying to be nice to me now? He was like, look, well, you came for me. You were still there for me even when I wasn't showing you love or respect. So, of course, I want to be there for you now. I love you. And Eric just wasn't having it. He wasn't featuring it. It was like, go scratch, essentially. And I'm like, all right, he's not going to stay there for long. He's going to bounce. So Taylor has an epiphany. He wants to take the plea deal. He's like, all right, if I could possibly get 5 years if I just plead. And his mom's like, yeah, but you could get 10 years or more or up to 30. And he was like, I don't care. I'm going to take action, just like what I did with shooting Wes. Even though it initially wasn't intentional, that was the first time in a long time, ever since I was raped, that I felt like I had control, that I felt like I had some type of power. And as a result, I loved it. I don't regret it for a second. So I am punishing myself because a part of me did want to do it, and I'm fine with the results. So that's how it's going to be. You're just going to have to accept it. I'm on my own on this. Akula manada. See you later, mama. I'm just like, and I knew it. I was like, damn, Taylor. He got his revenge. He feels satisfied. He feels gratified. If only it was Eric. Now, Leslie goes and she meets up with Dan because now Leslie has also been kicked out of power. She was able to remove the board, but the new board was like, you know what? You're not a good representation of what's currently going on, because Dan goes and spills the beans and releases information about her releasing Anna's medical report and status. She did that in order to try and make people think that Taylor was crazy, Anna was crazy, and so that's why he was accusing Eric of rape. And now Leslie is trying to go and beg to Dan to try and corroborate and work together. And I'm like, this is some BS. You two are some fake, phony. I hate the both of you. I am so glad this show is over because I dislike both of you so much. So the hacker is getting a little taste of his own medicine because he's being hacked even more so now. He gets a live video stream of himself and his daughters, and so he freaks out. He breaks the monitors, he breaks everything that has a camera on it, and he runs because he realizes, oh crap, he overdid it, and now he has to protect his family. Because remember, I think they were like, they're gonna find out who did this. So that's really what's happening right now. He just doesn't know it. So Terry is being told by her office that she needs to take a leave of absence as well. I mean, everyone that was in the position of power is getting their ass kicked and getting kicked out of there because it just doesn't look good. Her son is having those legal issues. The school is having those legal issues. The documentation that came out from the emails stating that, oh, essentially she is prejudiced and a little racist herself, and so they can't have that. They were cool with everything else up until the point where it became her as well. Because Terry's one of those people who thinks that she's one of those ignorant black people. I hate how that sounds, ignorant black people, but let's just be honest, ignorant black people who thinks that other black people can't be racist. How does that make sense? Anyone can be racist. And so they're like, we can't have that. So her ass is put on leave for now. So she has to talk with her son, and essentially he's just like, Mom, I got you. Thank you for being there for me. And we're in this together. And so she's just like, I love you. Love you too. Leslie is packing up her things, getting out of Dodge. It's like, all right, my husband was saying that I need to get up and go, that this school wasn't for me, and he was right. So screw them. I put my blood, sweat, and tears, and it's all coming apart. I see the signs, Lord. I see the signs. I must go. And Coach Dan's daughter is going to be prosecuted. So there is that. Her ass is getting locked up. And Eric is meeting up some dude. It looks like the dude in the same car who we originally saw him with the first time, the older guy. So Eric is getting out of Dodge. I guess he won't be testifying, which was good because Taylor was like, I'm not putting my faith in the person who raped me. That doesn't make any sense. So he's going to take the deal. We don't know what the outcome is. We have no idea what the outcome is with Eric. We don't know what it is with Taylor. So guys, let me know what you think. Do you think Taylor, how many years do you think Taylor got? Do you think he, well, because I think he is definitely going to jail, prison, adult prison, instead of juvie, because they're trying him as an adult. So do you think that Eric officially skipped out? At this point, it doesn't matter because we're going to be talking about something else next season anyway. So thank you guys for coming along with me. I must say this was one of the top 3 shows as far as discussions, because I review a lot of TV shows and just other stuff in general, tech stuff, pop culture. So, but this show had a lot of conversation, and I don't want that to end. I will be reviewing The Family, if you guys watch that. I also review, of course, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder. What else do I review? Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder. Of course, a lot of reality shows. The Love and Hip Hop franchises. All that stuff. The haves and have-nots just went away. But I think I'll review If Loving You Is Wrong, if any of you guys watch that. But again, I review so many things. So just let me know what you think of, what you thought of this ending. Because this is some BS. I'm just going to be honest. This is some BS. I understand leaving it open-ended because that's realistic. That was a realistic outcome. But screw that. This is TV. They couldn't give us something. Like, for real. We could have stopped watching after episode 7 or 8. Honestly. After he got arrested and the whole thing about the coach's daughter officially selling him the drugs. That's all we needed. That was it. So please like, comment, subscribe. What do you think about the hacker being hacked? Him hacking those people in the first place? What do you think about Leslie and Coach Dan and Terry and even Andre? This is stupid.